Peace, love, and bliss, y'all. It's Chi Vital, and I am back with another tool for your toolkits and how to create your lives. Today, beloveds, I want to discuss with you the power of yes. So I'll give you just a moment to tune in before I get started, and I will set up the other chat so that I can talk to you all with ease. All right, my darlings. Today's discussion is very close to my heart, and I think it'll be useful for you now and forever, because knowing your yes allows you to tap into the energy of your being. It helps you not waste time in space. All right, y'all. As you jump on, shouts out to the HOC family. Shouts out to my extended loves, RBL family. Shouts out to all of you doing this shadow work in any place in your lives. All my leaders. Shouts out to the Chi Hive. Peace, what's going on, Seeded Fruit? Welcome, love. Welcome, welcome. So as y'all jump on, and get ready to kind of dive in. I don't have any notes. I'm really going to just share from my heart something that's very important for all of you who are investing a lot of energy into creating a beautiful, clear picture of who it is you are and who you want to become. All right? A lot of you know, you should know by now, I'm love. I am love. And anything that you participate in, that you're doing, whether it's work related or relationship related, I'm going to bring you back to the centerpiece, which is love, the foundation of why it is that you're doing what you're doing. And what I want you to be clear of is anything or anyone wasting your time, because the time that you've invested in developing yourselves spiritually, energetically, in the physical realm, whether it's working out, changing your eating habits, mentally, all of that energy that you are pouring into just becoming a better human being on the planet become assets. And when you are considering sharing those assets of what you have cultivated, the energy that you're pouring into yourself first, and then pouring into your community, you want to be clear about where your yes lies. Tell me if you agree. One of the things I realize is that you may come face to face with people who don't really understand how important clarity is for you. And so they seem to come in and out of your life in a way that becomes very disturbing to your peace. They show up, and when they show up, you are ready, you're rocking, you're rolling, you're excited. But there's the other side of it where when it's time for you to invite them showing up, they don't necessarily show up. What I want to speak to is not so much that it's just about them, but that there's an aspect within yourself that is reflecting that you don't value the power of your yes. So some of you may ask, well, Mama, what do you mean by I don't value the power of my yes? All right. When you go into make a decision, let's say you're going to look for a job and you interview for the job. You dress the part for the job. You prepare your resume for that position. The people seeking you for the position, they say, yes, you fit this part. The day that they say, yes, we choose you for this position, you go home and you prepare yourself to maintain that position that you're going to work in by looking at the clothes that you're going to wear, looking at the schedule that you may need to move things around so that your children are accommodated. You may look at some of your activities that need to be cut out so that you can be present for whatever hours that you need to be available for that position. And so when you show up, they say, okay, well, here's your hours. This is what we need. You show up because you've already established your yes. Yes, I want this position. Yes, this position is for me. How many of you have done that? And then when you get to the job, they say, oh, we made a mistake on the schedule. We still need you. We just need you for these hours instead. Have any of you ever experienced that? Showing up and then being told, wait, we need you for different hours. Whatever you said, yeah, I can do that. I'll be there. They decide that, you know what, instead of this position, we actually want to put you in this one, right? And when you get into that place, that energy, that focused energy of when you arrived, ready to perform, to give your best, that space and where they change what it is that you say yes to, the energy kind of goes like this, right? You go, oh, okay, well, I really do want this job. I really like this company. All right. So like the first time that happens, you're like, cool. Like, I don't want to let them think that I'm not flexible. Like, I understand things happen. Cool, right? And you either go back or you go have an extended breakfast so you can come back for the hours that they really need you. And when you show up and they don't change anything, right? You're like, oh, great. You feel good. You do your work. Day is accomplished. And you still manage to have quite a bit of energy and looking forward to showing up again. Okay? But then after a few times where everything seems to be moving smoothly, you start to build your confidence. Your confidence is starting to climb, and that yes is getting stronger. That yes now becomes, not only am I going to do this job well, but now I'm learning another position that's higher up and I want to excel and I actually have ideas and I want to expand what it is that I already said yes to, but now I feel even bigger. Like I feel even more inclined to just pour into this space, into this company, into whatever it is that, like what I thought, now I'm really in it. And they're excited. Because you now are vesting your own personal value into the value of the company, that they're supporting you with a paycheck and you are supporting it with your energy. And so there becomes this beautiful exchange of yeses. You got a yes from the company, you got a yes from yourself, and the energy starts to move very smoothly. Right? We're moving, we're growing. Some changes from the higher ups come through. You take them together, you work it out. But then, because you've been so reliable and so willing, right? The company gets so big in its capacity that at some point there has occurred in some people's lives that you showing up is something that is expected of you. And so the value of your yes is no longer as exciting. And so one day you show up to do the position that you're totally excited about, and they go, oh, we changed the schedule. We changed the schedule, and Lisa, she is moving into another department, but we haven't filled her position yet. So can you just take on that work, and we'll let you know what the schedule is going to be moving forward. And of course, the first time you're like, it's been a while, since I had any shakes and things. Okay. So you leave, you come back. But then the next time you come back, there's been another change. And we're so sorry that, we're going through so many different changes, but forgive us. Come back at another time. We still want you. You're absolutely necessary to the growth. Okay? So now we have a couple of these things start to happen. And now the power of the yes is starting to get a little more shaky, because now you're not really sure if you're part of the end game. And not because you wanted to change your yes, but now the company is not really showing you how much they value what you've poured into, and your accessibility, your flexibility, your desire to move and grow. Now you get to a place in your life where you have to understand that you have to return to what was the value of my yes to begin with. What were the fruits of my yes matched with a very strong yes? My yes was, I'll show up. I'll be there. This is what I'm going to do. And the company showed up with, this is my schedule, and they stuck to it, and this is what I'm going to do. When the two meet up, you have immense electricity that can power so many things. But what I want you to honor about yourself is that place where the outside source starts to get kind of shaky, you want to identify that, even if it's not true, okay? And I'll tell you why. You want to identify the shakiness of how that outside entity is showing up as a no to you. I'll tell you why. Because the worst thing that you can do when an outside source is being unsure about how they relate with you, that being unsure, that back and forth, that takes your element of yes and breaks it down, and you start to become the unsureness just by exchange. And now you no longer have the same value or power to make certain moves, even as much as you love the entity that you wanted to pour into. And you want to make sure that you value where you put your yes. And valuing it is asking with clarity, communicating with the entity that I require clarity in whether you want me here or you don't want me here. And you show it by consistency of, this is what is going to happen, and you stick to it. because my flexibility will turn into what will break me. And the amount of energy that I've poured into becoming correct for what it is that I've been called to do in my life, and seeing that this could be a part of it, is too valuable to diminish. So wherever outside energy is showing up as unsure, yes today, no tomorrow, yes next week, no, maybe at 8, but instead at 10, I want you to take those signals as that's a no to your yes. That allows you to have access to the choice of maintain my yes and be patient, or maintain my yes and keep moving forward. And when you maintain your patience, that can mean that you just continue to pour into yourself and know that you have a very strong yes. And now your yes, you can identify what is your yes for. My yes is for my purpose in life. My yes is for the people I want to connect with. My yes is for the impact I want to have. My yes is for the studies that I want to have under my belt. Okay? Everything else needs to be very strong so that you can power it with all of the clarity of your emotions and not be knocked off of your center. If you want to maintain the power of your yes and move forward, then again, you can move outwardly, but you have to release anything that you're no longer a yes about. And when you're that clear, either what the outside source is going to align and say, okay, I want to be very clear about what my yes is. And then you link up, pardon me for that, and it's powerful. Or they decide to stay in the space of not being a yes, and you still stay focused in an energy that is absolutely clear. Because when you want really strong electricity moving through, you can't have all your wires like this. You gotta take them out one at a time, straighten them out, and see exactly where the current is flowing. And then if there's any shorts, you'll be able to identify it immediately. Did I make myself clear? Was this useful to you? Let me know down in the comments below. Now, I want to point out how I shared the story where the outside source was unclear. But y'all already know, mother. Y'all know me. If outside of you is unclear, you have to decide if it's you that's unclear and get clear and see how those things shift, or see if the outside thing is trying to stay in that murkiness, and then you can redirect. Okay? That's all. I love y'all. I want y'all to continue to feed yourselves love, compassion, be patient. None of this is easy for anybody on this planet. I don't care how powerful you are. But you got to be willing to go through the fire of refinement so that you can absolutely soar. I love y'all. Peace, love, and bliss, fam.